In today's video, we are going to look at a very classic beauty in King's Gambit Accepted. This game was played in London 1834 between MacDonald and La Bordinos. MacDonald was white and La Bordinos was black. The game started with e4, e5, f4. And this is a very aggressive opening. You open your king side for immediate attack. This pawn is hitting the pawn over here on e5, so he took the pawn. Now knight f3. It is the standard continuation. The point of this is that to avoid this queen check over here. The point of this move knight f3 first is this. The second main move in this variation is bishop to c4. And this is also very aggressive. Overall, the king's gambit is a very aggressive opening. It is called the romantic opening actually. So after knight f3, g4, g5, protecting the pawn over here. You can't take this pawn because this is protected by the knight. So bishop c4, developing the bishop. In the king's gambit, remember that white is always trying to develop very fast at the cost of pawns, even at pieces. And he is just going for fierce attack. And here, black played the move g4. And now knight c3. This was actually MacDonald's invention, this knight c3 move. Instead, usual over here is castle. Instead of knight c3, you castle. And this is sacrifices a piece for a very ferocious attack on black's undeveloped king side, as this whole king side is being weakened. These whole squares. And another move, knight e5, is called a Bellevue gambit, and it was also played in 19th century. But at that time, it was found that after queen h4 check and king f1, knight c6 refuses this gambit. So that's why the, we do not see even this gambit after 19th century, after the end of the 19th century, even and start of the modern era of 20th century. We don't see this move. Here, the point of sacrificing the knight over here is that you are going to develop very fast at the cost of this piece. So, Bordinos accepted the piece. Now, castle. Queen f3 is also playable. And MacDonald has played this move before also, if you analyze his games. And it lead to more independent type of positions. And it is white actually who played Mosio and followed up with knight c3 instead of usual queen into f3. So after castle, now c6. The point over here is people will be thinking that why he did not take the pawn over here on g2. The problem with this is that if he takes the pawn over here, now bishop into f7 check first. After king into f7, now queen h5 check. After king g7, now queen g4 check. King to f7, and now white can draw just by repeating this sequence of the moves. So in the game, c6 was played as black was a whole piece up, so he went out for the win, not for a draw. Queen into f3. Now queen f6, protecting the pawn over here, and also avoiding any type of attack over here. And if white takes the pawn, the queen takes it, and there is no attack on the black king side, and he's just winning. So e5 by white. Uh, the point of this second pawn sacrifice is that he wants to open up these whole two files, E and F files, for his pieces for immediate development. Now queen into e5 and bishop into f7 check first. A very beautiful sacrifice. I want you to pause the video and think that how black thought of following this attack. I want you people to think. I hope you have understood that after king into f7, which was played in the game, now d4. And white is giving up an other pawn over here for fierce development of his bishop. Whether he is going to take the pawn, and whether if the queen takes the pawn, then he is going to play the move bishop to e3. So queen into d4 check. Now bishop e3, and black can't take the bishop over here. The reason is after this pawn is struck to this rook, and white has been a queen, and he is also obviously going to win because black's whole king side is being shattered. So that's why after bishop e3, he went back to queen g7. And now bishop into f4. Black has two extra pieces, but he's very behind in development. And his king is very open. See these queen eyeing this battery of, and this bishop coming into the game like this or like this way check or this way check. So black plays the move knight f6 and now knight e4. The point of this knight e4 is that if black takes the knight over here, then queen into e4. And this bishop is going for a check, whether over here or whether over here, and winning the queen. So that's why black developed his bishop protecting this knight over here on knight f6. Now bishop g5, pinning this knight over here. You can't take this bishop because it is being protected by the knight over here. And the whole plan of white is he's building continuous pressure on the black king side pieces. And rook g8. The point of this, okay, whenever your bishop is going to move, whether it takes the knight or whether it moves over here, I'm going for a check. So queen h5 check. And black knight can't take it because his king is pinned to the rook. And I want you people to pause the video and find the brilliant combination which happened from here now on. Look at all the defenses of the black and find the brilliant combination. I hope you have found it. The best defense for black is to play the move queen g6. And now knight d6 check, giving up another piece. The point is that if the bishop takes it, then this rook check wins the queen. And white will be winning. So how to continue? Here black played the move king e6. And due to this move of the La Bordinos, the game was ended in a very beautiful styled beauty. Instead, if black has played the move king g7, now how white can continue over here? I want you people to pause the video and think. I hope you have understood that bishop h6 check. Now queen into h6, And now the move is queen f7 check, and after king h8, now queen into e7. And see, blacks, these three pieces are still on the initial squares. They are doing nothing. And this knight is coming to give the check and win this queen over here. And there is no way to stop it. For example, if black goes over here to f8, and this was actually the black's only chance in this position. So here, white could continue with bishop h6 check. Now, rook g7, bishop into g7 check, king into g7, and now queen e5. The point of this, pinning this knight still, hitting this bishop over here. How to continue? Bishop into d6 now, and queen into d6. Although black has three pieces here, but due to the lead in development of these rooks, so in the game, he went out for king e6, and that was the blunder which immediately closed the game, because now rook e1 check, king into d6, and now this is last move, and I want you people to find it. It is a very beautiful move. It is white to move and checkmate in just one move. I hope you people have found it, and that is bishop to f4 checkmate. If you liked this classical beauty in King's Gambit, then kindly subscribe and hit the bell icon button. Thank you very much.